is a reason why you clicked on this video. Right now, the universe doesn't make mistakes. Not when it comes to souls like yours who are carrying too much weight in too many places. I'm not talking about the kind of weight you can set down at the gym, or the kind you can unpack in therapy over a few sessions. I'm talking about the kind that presses down on your chest like a stone, the kind that steals your breath and leaves you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering how you'll ever catch up. You've tried everything: budgeting sheets cover your desk like snow, each column a silent accusation. You've prayed until your voice is raw-fasted, until your knees ache, and still the numbers don't budge. The debt stays, the stress stays, the gnawing certainty that you're abandoned by the very source you've begged for help from it stays. But what if I told you this isn't abandonment? What if this pain isn't punishment but preparation? What if your struggle isn't spiritual failure but biological sabotage? Let me tell you something that might sound radical, but it's rooted in science and whispered in the oldest traditions. Your brain is not your enemy. Your struggles are not a test of your worth. You are biologically trapped in the wrong brain wave. You're operating in beta, the slave wave, the frequency of the system that keeps you small, exhausted, and perpetually chasing what you can never quite catch. And your hippocampus, that sacred organ nestled deep within your brain like a golden antenna designed to tune into the invisible currents of wealth, guidance, and divine flow, has been shrunk by years of this relentless pressure. It's not your fault. The modern world has weaponized your biology against you, and you've been conditioned to believe that struggle is noble, that poverty is virtue, that abundance is earned through suffering. But that's the oldest trick in the book. The system profits from your fatigue. Let's talk about your hippocampus. This isn't just some medical term to toss around casually. The hippocampus is the bridge between your conscious mind and the infinite intelligence of the universe. It's the part of your brain that remembers where you left your keys, yes, but it's also the part that remembers where the money appears when you least expect it. It's the part that feels the subtle nudges of intuition, the quiet voice that says, take this job, or invest in this, or trust this person. When your hippocampus is healthy, it's like a finely tuned radio receiver picking up signals from the quantum field of abundance. But when it's shrunk, when it's been starved by chronic stress, sleep deprivation, and the relentless grind of survival, it can no longer receive those signals. It's as if the antenna has been bent out of shape, the dial stuck on static. You're left feeling like the universe has turned its back on you, when in reality, you've simply lost the ability to hear it. I've seen this in people's lives over and over again. A woman I know, let's call her Sarah, was drowning in $87,000 of debt. She worked 2 jobs, skipped meals, and still couldn't make ends meet. She prayed every night, asking for guidance, for a way out, for a sign. But the only signs she received were overdraft fees and collection calls. She felt abandoned, cursed, like the universe had forgotten her. Then she discovered the truth about her hippocampus. She learned that years of stress had literally shrunk this part of her brain, making it impossible for her to receive the abundance that was always flowing around her. She started using a sound wave designed to stimulate theta brain waves, the frequency of effortless creation and flow. Within 3 weeks, she received an unexpected $12,000 tax refund within 2 months. A relative she hadn't spoken to in years reached out with a job offer that doubled her income. The debt didn't magically disappear, but her relationship to it changed. She stopped feeling like a victim of circumstance and started feeling like a co-creator of her reality. This isn't magic, this is biology, and it's been studied for decades, not just by spiritual teachers, but by governments, militaries, and corporations. The CIA, for example, has long been interested in the power of sound waves to alter consciousness. They've studied how certain frequencies can induce theta states, the billionaire brain wave where abundance flows naturally and effortlessly. The poor operate in beta, the frantic, fearful energy of lack. The wealthy operate in theta, the calm, flowing energy of creation. You've been kept in the dark, taught that struggle is noble, that poverty is virtue, that abundance is earned through suffering. But that's the oldest trick in the book. The system profits from your fatigue. Think about it. If you're too exhausted to think clearly, if you're too overwhelmed to take inspired action, if you're too trapped in survival mode to see opportunities, then you're far easier to control. The modern world doesn't want you to know that you have the power to rewire your brain, to reopen your hippocampus, to step into your natural state of flow and abundance. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine your brain is a garden. The hippocampus is the root system, the part that absorbs nutrients from the soil of existence. When the soil is poisoned by stress, by sleepless nights, by financial pressure, by the constant hum of anxiety, the roots wither. You become unable to draw from the infinite source of creation. The flowers of opportunity wilt before they bloom. The fruits of abundance rot before they ripen. But what if you could replant those roots? What if you could water them with the exact frequency that restores their natural strength? That's what the 7-minute sound ritual does. It's not a product. It's a blessing. It's a tool of liberation handed down from ancient wisdom and confirmed by modern science. It uses sound waves to vibrate your hippocampus back to life, to stretch those golden receptors until they are wide open to receive abundance again. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to pray longer. You need to heal the organ that was designed to receive the sound wave. Is waiting for you. It's not a gimmick. It's not a placebo. It's a biological reset button. When you listen, your brain waves shift from beta to theta. The tightness in your chest melts. The fog in your mind clears. You start to feel guided instead of lost. Money appears when you need it most. Opportunities land in your lap. Intuition sharpens like a knife. The stress that has been your constant companion for years begins to dissolve like salt in water. This is not magic. This is biology meeting divine design. Now I know what you might be thinking. This sounds too good to be true. If it were real, wouldn't everyone be using it? Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen someone drowning in debt suddenly receive an unexpected check? Have you ever met someone who felt abandoned by the universe, but then started feeling a gentle nudge toward the right decision at the right time? Have you ever encountered someone who was exhausted all the time, but then woke up feeling light, clear, ready? These aren't coincidences. These are the results of a brain that has been reset to its natural frequency. The hippocampus has regrown the theta. Waves have returned, the flow has begun. Let me share another story with you. A man named James was stuck in a cycle of paycheck to paycheck, living for over a decade. He worked in a job he hated, barely making enough to cover rent and groceries, let alone save or invest. He felt like a hamster on a wheel, running as fast as he could, but getting nowhere. He tried side hustles, budgeting apps, even a second job for a while, but nothing changed. He started to believe that abundance was something other people were blessed with, not something he deserved. Then he learned about the hippocampus and the power of sound waves. He began using a 7-minute ritual every morning before work. Within a month, he received a surprise bonus at his job. Within 2 months, he was offered a promotion. Within 3 months, he started investing in a side business that now generates passive income. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't stumble upon a get-rich-quick scheme. He simply reawakened the part of his brain that was designed to receive abundance. This is the power of theta. Waves. Theta is the brainwave state of creativity, intuition, and effortless flow. It's the state where ideas come to you instead of you having to chase them. It's the state where money finds you instead of you having to beg for it. It's the state where you feel like the universe is on your side. And when you're in theta, your hippocampus is fully engaged. It's like a satellite dish that's been realigned to pick up the signals of abundance that have always been there waiting for you. But how do you get there? How do you shift from beta to theta when your brain has been conditioned for years to operate in survival mode? The answer is simple. You use the right frequency. Sound waves have been used for centuries to alter consciousness. Chanting, drumming, singing, bowls, they all work on the same principle. They vibrate at a frequency that resonates with the brain, guiding it into a state of deep relaxation and receptivity. Modern science has taken this ancient wisdom and refined it into precise tools that can target specific brain regions like the hippocampus. When you listen to a sound wave designed to stimulate theta waves, you're not just relaxing, you're biologically resetting your brain to its natural state of flow and abundance. Let me give you a concrete example of how this works. Imagine you're trying to tune a radio to a specific station. If the dial is stuck on static, no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to hear the music. But if you know the exact frequency of the station you want, you can turn the dial until the music comes through loud and clear. Your brain is the same way. If your brain waves are stuck in beta, you won't be able to receive the signals of abundance, no matter how hard you pray or how much you work. But if you use a sound wave that vibrates at the theta frequency, you can shift your brain waves into a state where abundance flows to you effortlessly. This isn't just theory. There's real science behind it. Studies have shown that sound waves can induce theta states in as little as 7 minutes. In one study, participants who listened to binaural beats at a theta frequency showed significant increases in creativity and intuition within a week. In another, people who used sound therapy to stimulate theta waves reported lower levels of stress and anxiety, as well as improved sleep and cognitive function. These aren't minor changes. They are evidence of a brain that has been reset to its natural state of flow and abundance. But why 7 minutes? Why not 5? Why not 10? The answer lies in the way sound waves interact with the brain. 7 minutes is the sweet spot where the brain can fully entrain to the frequency, shifting from beta to theta without resistance. It's long enough to make a difference, but short enough to fit into even the busiest schedule. And the effects are cumulative. The more you use the sound wave, the more your brain adapts, until theta becomes your new baseline state. You stop feeling like you're constantly chasing abundance and start feeling like it's chasing you now. I know some of you might be skeptical. You might be thinking, this sounds like another one of those spiritual bypassing tricks. How can sound waves really change my life? Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt a deep sense of peace after listening to a piece of music? Have you ever had a moment of clarity while meditating to a guided visualization? Have you ever felt your body relax and your mind quiet down after listening to ocean waves or rain sounds? These are all examples of sound waves affecting your brain waves. They're not magic, they're science. And it's not just about feeling relaxed. It's about rewiring your brain to operate in a state of abundance. When you're in theta, your hippocampus is fully engaged. You're able to receive guidance from the universe in ways you never could before. You start noticing opportunities you would have missed in beta. You start trusting your intuition in ways that feel almost supernatural. You start feeling like the universe is conspiring in your favor. Let me tell you about another person, someone I'll call Maria. Maria was a single mother of 3 working full-time. While trying to keep up with the demands of parenthood, she felt like she was drowning in responsibilities, with no time or energy to think about her own needs, let alone abundance. She had given up on the idea of financial freedom, believing it was something only other people could achieve. Then she discovered the power of theta waves. She started using a 7-minute sound ritual every morning before her kids woke up. Within a month, she noticed small shifts: a discount coupon in her email, a side gig that paid more than her regular job, a moment of intuition that led her to a better living situation within 3 months. She had saved enough to start her own business. Within a year, she was financially independent. She didn't win the lottery. She didn't inherit money. She simply reawakened the part of her brain that was designed to receive abundance. This is the power of theta. It's the brainwave state of creation, intuition, and effortless flow. And when you're in theta, your hippocampus is fully engaged. It's like a satellite dish that's been realigned to pick up the signals of abundance that have always been there waiting for you. The only difference is that now you're finally able to receive them. So how do you get started? It's simple. Click the link in the description below. Listen to the 7-minute sound ritual. Let it do its work. You don't need to understand how it works. You just need to trust that your biology knows the way home. The hippocampus is ready to heal. The theta wave is ready to carry you. All you have to do is say, yes, I know what it's like to feel like the universe has turned its back on you. I know the weight of sleepless nights and the ache of financial strain. I know the frustration of trying everything and still feeling stuck. But I also know that this pain isn't a life sentence. It's a wake-up call. It's the universe's way of saying, wake up. Your biology is trying to tell you something. Your hippocampus is shrinking. Your brain waves are stuck in beta, and you're being called to step into a new frequency, a frequency of abundance, flow, and effortless creation. The sound wave is waiting for you. It's not a trick. It's not another program. It's a direct transmission to your soul's antenna. Click it, listen to it. Let it restore your hippocampus to its natural state. Let it shift your brain waves from beta to theta. Let it open you up to the abundance that's been waiting for you all along. You deserve this ease. You deserve this peace. You deserve to wake up tomorrow and feel like the universe is on your side again. The hippocampus is ready to heal. The theta wave is ready to carry you. All you have to do is say yes. Click the link, start the ritual, let abundance find you again.